Cagayan Economic Zone Authority, and our dear guests, I would like to call to order this budget briefing of Subcommittee M of the Committee on Finance on the budget of the Cagayan Economic Zone Authority. May I ask the committee secretary to acknowledge our resource persons.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the budget briefing of Cagayan Economic Zone Authority, we're here with us Ms. Katrina Ponce Enrile, Administrator and Chief Executive Officer of the Cagayan Economic Zone Authority, together with Attorney Marichel De Guzman, Deputy Administrator for Operations, Ms. Perla C. Tumaliwan, Deputy Administrator for Support Services, Ms. Sheila Escalata, Special Assistant to the ACEO, and Ms. Novelin C. Achanzar, Department Manager A, BRRD. We also have Mr. Rodrigo C. Pablo, Acting Department Manager A, Finance Department, and Mr. Rendell Land S. Serna, Information System Analyst 2. And we also have the auditors for CESA. We have Ms. Judith T. Saliente. That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Comsec. Good morning to our resource persons from the CESA. Before we start with this presentation, allow me to express my support for the CESA's 2025 proposed budget. The Cagayan Economic Zone Authority has been in operation for almost 30 years. It was mandated to develop and operate the Cagayan Special Economic Zone and Freeport into a self-sustaining industrial, commercial, financial, investment, and tourism center and Freeport with suitable retirement residential areas in order to create employment opportunities in and around the zone and to effectively encourage and attract legitimate and productive foreign investments therein. CESA envisions itself to be developed as an agro-industrial growth zone, a major transshipment port, a tourist and ecotourism haven, serving as a vibrant hub of economic activities in East and Southeast Asia and catalyzing local development and employment in the northern Philippines. To continue fulfill these mandates and ambitions, CESA has a proposed budget of 324.427 million for the fiscal year of 2025. As we move forward with our discussion, I hope to hear CESA's plan on the utilization of the budget, given that you also have ongoing projects including the dredging of Port Irene, construction and upgrade of telecommunications facilities, warehouses, storage facilities, and mixed use in commercial buildings. And I look forward to our CEO, Ma'am Ms. Katrina Ponce Enrile, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to commend you on your leadership of the CESA and the many projects you have there. And rest assured, we will do our best to continue to support your programs. So thank you very much. And for the efficiency of today's hearings, we will start with the presentation of CESA. Thank you.
To the Honorable Presiding Chair, Senator Mark Villar, and the respective members of this honorable committee, good morning to everyone here today. I am Katrina Ponce Enrile, Administrator and Chief Executive Officer of the Cagayan Economic Zone Authority. I, together with our team, would like to present and make an appeal in our proposed budget for year 2025. To start with, here are CESA's accomplishments for the year 2023 and the first semester of year 2024. When I took office in May of last year, we decided to purge the roster of our registered locators and cancel the registrations of those which were inactive and non-operational, resulting to a decrease in number by 24.06%. In 2024, we have canceled additional 9 registrations of inactive locators. However, due to the active promotion of CESA and its earnest efforts to invite locators, we were able to register 4 new locators. Why only 4 new locators? Because we became very, very strict and very, very stringent in seeking who we want as investors in our zone. So during As of June of 2024, the total number of locators is 96, and we are confident that we will be able to surpass the number for calendar year 2023 before the year ends. In 2023, despite the reduction of the number of locators, we exceeded our capital investment target by 2.20%, driven by an increase in investments from our locators. The year 2023 saw a notable investment increase by to 1.143 billion, reflecting a significant growth of approximately 6.74% compared to that of year 2022. For the first semester of 2024, there has been a substantial 13.72% rise, with investments reaching to 2.483 billion compared to that of the 2023 figures. As you can see in this slide, that despite a 7.11 decline in total direct employment in 2023, CESA was recognized for its exceptional job placement services, earning the title of Best Job Placement Office from the DOLE of Region 2 for the second consecutive year, 2022 and 2023. CESA maintains an average employment distribution of 90% local and 10% foreign. By June 2024, the number of jobs created has risen to 3,047, marking a 12.15% increase over the 2023 total. By the end of year 2023, CESA was allocated a total of 837.136 million pesos. Of this amount, 337,136 was obligated, representing an obligation rate of about 40.27%. Since then, additionally, we have disbursed 142.217 million, or about 42.18% of the obligated funds. By June 2024, CESA has been allocated a total of 2.695 billion. Out of this, 228,844 million was reflecting an obligation rate of approximately 8.49. We disbursed 34,224,000, which is about 15% of the obligated amount. The low obligation and disbursement percentage can be attributed as an outcome of the transition period. CESA underwent 3 changes of administrator and chief executive officers from June 2022 to June 2023. Similarly, we have reviewed and adjusted our priorities to focus on strategic projects aimed at enhancing our operational capabilities and expanding our revenue streams. As part of its catch-up plan, CESA will fast-track the final revisions of the scope of work, bid documents, and other necessary materials prior to starting the bidding process. The awarding of these projects is expected within the year. As of September 13, 2024, we have issued the notice of award for the construction of our data center. We are confident that the 3 projects which are currently in the bidding phase will be awarded by the end of October 2024, and the remaining will be posted by October 2024. As a result, we anticipate an increase in our obligation and disbursement rate by the end of the year. We have been informed that the fiscal year 2025, the Department of Budget and Management has allocated a budget ceiling of 427 million pesos. While we sincerely appreciate this allocation, we respectfully believe that this amount will not be adequate to fully support the programs of CESA. With your support, Mr. Chair, and that of the esteemed members of the Senate, we can enhance the economic conditions in our area. We are seeking the assistance from you to be able to secure our required budget for 2025, amounting to 5.84 84.6 billion, which will support our infrastructure projects and complement and support the projects that are able to be implemented by our private entity partners. These projects are in line with the 8-point socioeconomic agenda of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. CESA is committed to transform the Freeport into a self-sustaining hub for industry, commerce, finance, investment, tourism, and recreation, with a focus on enhancing income opportunities, facilitating employment, revitalizing industries, boosting trade and investment, and improving infrastructure. In addition, and in anticipation of the inclusion of CESA's iGaming operations in the total ban of internet gaming operations in the country, we would like to seek for the national government subsidy to cover our maintenance and other operating expenses and personal services. Currently, about 80% of the revenue of CESA is sourced from the income we get from the iGaming operations. In order to sustain our day-to-day operations while we transition to a non-gaming era in CESA, we need the support of the national government. Please note that since 2009, CESA has not received any subsidy from the national government to support our personal services and maintenance and operating expenses. While we have worked hard to avoid being a burden to the government for funding, there is only so much that we can do. Rest assured, these funds will be allocated for its designated purpose, and that meticulous records we will be able to keep to ensure transparency and accountability at all times. Thank you very much, and I am open to any questions, Bob.
Thank you very much. You mentioned earlier that you'll be making a transition from the post gaming. Is that the terminology?
Right now, and since geographically,
Yes.
we are although we are a very strategic, in a very strategic area, not many people actually appreciate how strategic we are, and have actually not really looked into CESA as a industrial or even as a tourism area. So at the onset, we relied heavily on very creative means by which we in CESA had to pioneer, such as gaming, to be able to sustain ourselves. And if I can later on discuss with you the difference, I would be very glad to expound on that. So if and hopefully it is not removed from us, but if it is, we will be needing because most of our locators are actually in iGaming. That's not to say that we are not thinking of other sources, but infrastructure-wise, we are not prepared. So we need the budget to support so that we can also transition, because although we are very creative in what we do, and we are still finding ways and means to attract other investors to come in, there are stumbling blocks because we are very much infrastructure challenged.
So what sectors would you be, just to give us the committee an idea? What sectors would you be looking at also?
We're looking to create a very unique industrial park, focusing on tech, medical, as well as military.
And so in the list of, I saw a list earlier of projects consistent with that vision of expanding the scope of the locators of the CESA. What would be the projects that you feel would be the most impactful out of the list of projects?
It's really the port, and also like I told you last year, we're off grid. I mean, even if we have Cagelco 2 there, to be able to I'm not anymore benchmarking our CESA to any of the locals. I'm benchmarking it abroad and within the region because we're really in the end of Luzon. So I'm going to benchmark, like I said, with Vietnam. Their cost of power there is at 8 pesos. Right now we're playing between 16 pesos. We can't, it's double that. So we cannot really compete. So we're really, and before the renewables kick in, it's going to take a while. So we have to fix the power, water, all the utilities because there's actually nothing there. So it's the port. And in the port, it's really the dredging and we have to fix the breakwater, which was never maintained by the former administrators, sadly.
I see. So the critical is really the breakwater and the
And the
dredging. So
and
as to
lowering because
yeah,
to be able to be an international port in a very strategic area, we need to make it deeper, and we're also finding out ways and means how to be able to engineer it in such a way that once we dredge it, we won't have to keep dredging it. And I've already found a solution, and I got that for free.
thank you very much. And uh, we can. I'm sure we'll have other opportunities to discuss more specifics. I'm very interested in helping CESA and defending its budget and also recommending what else, maybe some amendments that would further fund these projects that are
Yes, and
priority.
if I may add, no, it's outside of CESA, but it could also be good information for for you. We need to also strengthen all the bridges because even if you have a port there and you have an airport in Lalo and you have another airport in Tugigaraw, all the bridges there are have to be strengthened just in case.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. That's good advice, and we'll work together.
Yeah,
For,
because if we're gonna bring in
yeah.
stuff from, heavy stuff,
Yes.
from abroad, they will need really good roads and very sturdy bridges.
That's a very good suggestion. I will help with that.
Thank
You
you.
have you can be rest assured of my support for all
Just so,
Cagayanos.
just so that you know, from Lalo Airport
Yes.
to the Port Irene, there are already 34 bridges.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So those all have to be strengthened at some
I think
point.
you just need to retrofit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to know. That's good to know. So, at this point, without any additional questions, comments, or clarifications, the budget of the Cagayan Economic Zone Authority is hereby approved at the committee level and deemed submitted to the plenary, taking into consideration the discussions today.
Thank
I
you.
would like to convey my gratitude to the officials of the CESA and your respective staff for your well-prepared budget presentation. And I would also like to thank all the employees of the Senate and the senatorial staff here today who made this hearing possible and smooth. The Committee on Finance staff, the Subcommittee M team, the LBRMO, the OSAA, and the senatorial staff present, among others. So this hearing is hereby suspended. Thank you very much.
Can I talk to you about that?